All right.
Mhm.
Now, I want to ask you, are you
Yeah.
happy?
Huh?
Are you happy?
Always. Always happy.
I know you on some real shit, but
What?
because it wasn't, not saying that, not saying that you have to be, but you didn't hesitate, and the corresponding facial expression was in alignment with
Oh, okay.
always. Like, I mean, you did, but some people say, "What is hat?" Like they go through this. Well, generally, immediately I'm just like, you know what? Right now in the moment,
Yeah.
you could have breathing problems, right? Right now in the
Yeah.
moment, your heart could be fucked up, or you could be paralyzed from all the things that could be that a person who go through wishes they didn't have to deal with.
Oh, wait. I'm not saying that I don't have any problem at
Well,
all.
that's
I
that's
mean,
not
like,
what I asked you, and that's why I asked
yeah.
you what I asked you, because happy is a blanket. It's
Yeah.
not a specific. Oh my God, happy, which means none of that other shit exists. It's the blanket color. It's the fucking rose-colored glasses in which you see life through. I
Yeah.
am happy. I'm happy because I realize that I can choose happiness, regardless
Yes.
of what the fuck I experience on a daily basis.
Exactly.
That's what I'm,
Exactly.
and I knew why you said it in the way you said it, because you talked about having a wife that is supportive. You talked about having healthy kids. You talked about the fact that you can release your music right now because you're compelled to creatively, and not, oh my God, I'm fucking going, like you ain't got that fucking that thing on your back that's making you feel like you have to make it at a certain age, or everything else, nothing, or your value goes down. You
Yeah.
have that freedom, and freedom to me is happiness.
Yeah.
Freedom to fucking get up every day and choose whether the fuck I want to sit here, lay in bed, not do shit, not brush my teeth. Like that freedom that we used to, that I don't know your I don't know as much about your history as I know about my own, but that people who look like me, who are from our bloodline, had to fight for. The fact
Uh,
that I'm at a place now where I don't even have to fucking think about that. Yeah, shit comes up. Some people still in that mindset, but look at me right now. I have
mhm.
access to talking to a friend that I met across the world. I have access to
Like donkey years ago. Like this is
like
like
when I think about this shit, like any inkling of not having $100,000 in the bank, or not having the husband of my dreams yet, or not having a dream condo. When I think about all these things that could use some sprinkling, they are all quelled, and they are all suppressed in a good way, or neutralized by this overall understanding that gratitude is the dominant
it's
force of
key.
my life.
It's key. Gratitude is key.
Because you can always find it. You can always find it. Why? Because we live on in a construct, and in a plane where you can actually fucking turn your eyes and see somebody who would only
Some fucked up shit. Yeah.
who would die to have just a smidget of what you have. Like,
Like, even right now, right? What is the most common thing you see on your social media? The situation at Gaza and Palestine, right? So, like when if you look at them and the situation that they are at, and you look at yourself, how can you not be grateful? I mean,
look at me eating. I gotta say this. I gotta say this. I told you I do overnight security
yeah.
when we have a parking lot,
Mhm.
4 levels. I gotta patrol the lot 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'm brought to tears when I look up in the sky and it's clear, because I know that a person my age, younger, older, over there on that side of the world, they look up in the sky and they see a bomb coming. You
Yep.
know what I mean? They see smoke.
Yep.
Can't even fucking close their eyes because they're afraid they won't open them up.
Yeah.
Just when we see so little, I know what they're experiencing from not having access to clean water and food, from literally seeing loved ones die before their eyes, or limbs blown off. Like when
Yeah.
we really have that conversation, it almost brings tears to my eyes because I understand that this could be us at any given fucking minute. Somebody could declare war on the USA. At
Yeah.
any given fucking minute, my people that are on the East Coast could be in harm's way. Not just taking away the fact that right now I have a brother and a sister who are living on the street, their choice. A brother who's dealing with um, um, drug abuse, a sister who's dealing with mental illness. That's an everyday thing for me. It's something that I know is a reality. This is my blood. But they are both grown and they have the right, just like I have the right to build my community and do my music. They have a right to live their life the way they want to. But
Yeah.
the fact that we are all living under a fucking clear blue sky and our thoughts are not shit, where can I find safe shelter for the night in terms of because the fucking government got us into some shit. Like, I mean, when I think about it, the moment that I ever go to that place of fuck, man, why couldn't this be different? Or why my mom had to do anybody who really is searching for joy, searching for happiness, you immediately, because we're living in this world where walk out the fucking house and you see a homeless person on the street begging for money. Walk out this house, you see a motherfucking child, or you hear about a fucking child who is just abducted, or raped or robbed or whatever. And so there is no room. There's no room for you to be ungrateful. And I am just learning every day that every second counts, every fucking
Yeah.
minute counts,
Yeah.
because every minute is a powerful one to change your fucking mindset. You know what I mean? So what I'm grateful for is to reconnect with you years later and see that you're on a path that has brought you so much peace, fucking peace,
Yeah.
of which Gaza and they don't have right now.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
afraid. I gotta do you first before you do me. Like that, I gotta. I'm not playing. I'm gonna take you out. We having a moment of like a truce, but then this motherfucker want to just take that opportunity and hurl or whatever. Who knows who's telling the truth? But the fact is that there's no peace, and that's why they acting like this. They're afraid of what the other person's gonna take away from them.
Yep.
I don't have to deal with that right now, and that right there kind of eliminates or neutralizes anything that's trying to come up and say, well, you should be jealous of so and so because they got this and you don't, or you should be mad because this person lied to you or stole. I'm looking like I can fucking sleep a whole 8 hours without a motherfucker drop, without my family member shaking me awake because a bomb is coming in and we got to get to the
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Immediately, everything I'm dealing with is like this
Yeah.
compared to what the fuck it could be. Would you
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah. That's why my prayer is my prayer. Like the end of the day, I always say, like, if I've done enough to be let into heaven, take me away. If not, give me another day to try. So I really try. So when I wake up, I really try to spread as much positivity as possible. I really try to give like people a reason to smile. Right? I really try to learn new things. I really try to be better. Like I really try. I don't want to waste a single minute like doing nothing.
And do you feel good about your contributions?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you something, right?
Yo,
And this is
shoot.
not on our list of questions, but I'm asking you this because it's research from my book, Miss
Okay.
King. Two questions. Number one, do you think that men are designed to be monogamous?
Men are not designed to be monogamous. Monogamy is a choice, right? Just like man is not designed to be, how should I say it? To be peaceful, right? Men are designed to be violent, right? However, being peaceful is a choice, right? If you look at how evolution is, right, and how society has functioned, right, what you are being designed for may not be what will benefit you in the long run, right? Because things change, right? The only things that is constant is change. How we maneuver and navigate through it is how, like, what separate those who excel and separate those who will fail. If you constantly evolve with the changes, then you will excel. If you don't even take the time to improve yourself, then you will be lacking behind as time goes by. Because if you look at the graph, right, change is constantly going up. If you gain no knowledge at all, the gap between you and society is gonna increase, right?
Yeah.
So if you just function based on what you are designed to do, then you'll be left behind by the society as time goes by, right? So you have to constantly choose and evolve and navigate in a way that gonna benefit you the most. Yeah.
So what if a person, okay, so what you just now said, you said you have to choose and evolve in a way that's going to benefit you the most.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, because I, I don't think women don't have a problem with men not being with men wanting multiple women. We have a problem with the deception that usually comes with that. Like
Yeah.
we don't like if a person tells
At
me,
least be honest if you don't want to be monogamous.
and this is what I'm saying. I think for me, the reason why men lie usually is because, from in my experience, they don't believe they have control over themselves. Like, so it's like, why else would you lie? Why else would you lie? If my mom said, "Don't touch that, it's hot," or "Don't do something," and I
Yeah, yeah,
do
yeah.
it anyway, and she say, "Did you touch?" And I say no. I say no because I'm ashamed.
Yeah.
So for me, okay, now because as I'm asking you, I'm talking to myself because I'm trying to make sense of what if there even is a difference between masculine and feminine and what we want from the other person. So for me, I'm like, all right, I feel like women want one man, but I know women who cheat, and the women who I know are cheaters, they all of them have been cheated on. So I don't know if they were always cheaters or if they were cheaters because they feel like all men are fucking unreliable liars and that's what they're doing anyway. So why not get my piece too? That's one. Two, for me, like I said, I don't believe in cheating because I love myself too much to try to fucking remember a lie for you. Like, look, if we're gonna be together, we're gonna be together. But it's
Yeah.
completely selfish. I don't feel the need to have multiple men because I don't need multiple. I don't have a high sex drive like that to need multiple dicks, dick down. Number one. Number two, I feel like lying to you is basically me being ashamed of of my needs. So if
Yeah.
you're not fulfilling my needs, what the fuck are you here for?
Yep.
Like that's how I feel. But
Yep.
I've been cheated on in the past, and I've asked the guy, why'd you cheat on me? And he said, because I felt like you wanted me to be your dad. I felt like you wanted too much from me. And like, that's why you cheated on me? Like you could leave me. Why did you cheat on me? And he said, because the girl was acting like a freak. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so that just seems like the opportunity was there, it presented itself, and you just took it. Like fucking
Mm.
candy, here, take it. But you didn't think at all about this. But it made sense to me. He cheated on me because what he had with me was not something that was it wasn't strong enough to stop him from walking away or from cheating or doing something that could possibly fuck me over. Now, I'll give you rambling. I want to ask you my second question.
Okay.
As a man, as a
Mhm.
heterosexual man, what is the number one trait that you look for in a wife?
How she handle honesty.
Now, break that down for me.
Okay. So how I ended up with this wife of mine is um okay. The how I met her is quite a journey as well. So in 2018, I told myself after the divorce, I do not want marriage. I do not. That's the time I met you. Right? I don't want
Yeah.
to. It's a waste of time. Like I want to work on myself. Blah blah blah. Right. So 2019, I have an acting assignment in Malaysia, Ipoh. Right.
Right.
So Um, I I was there for 3 days, and the second day we wrapped our shoot, and then we went to celebrate in the bar come restaurant. Right? She was having a 5 days holiday in Penang. So during one of those days, she decided to take a day trip to Ipoh, right, with her friends, right? So while I was having dinner at the table, with my co-star was like complaining to me about how hard it is to get to know a girl. I'm like, that is simple, like just approach one, ask for the number. If she don't give you the number, go and ask the next one. You know, it's called the law of averages.
Numbers game.
Yeah, it's a numbers game. You ask 100, I think one will give you out of pity. So so he said, it's easy for you to say. Why don't you show me? I'm like, shit. Okay. So I look around Ipoh, right? Malaysia. I saw a group of white chicks on the corner of the table, right? Not the corner of the bar. So I'm like, you know what? Tourists, I'm not Malaysian. So after this conversation, there would be no more interaction, right? So I went there, like, I think it was a group of four, right? It was four of these girls, right? When I told myself the first girl that make eye contact with me is the one that I'm gonna ask the number for, right? So she ended up the first one to look at me, right? So I was like, hi, just here to prove a point that you can get a girl's number if you ask politely. Right? You don't have to give me a real number if you feel like this is like if you're not obligated to give me your real number, but it would be nice if I can get your number. Right? So she gave me a +44 number. That's a UK number, right? So I'm like, see, tourist, So my job here is done. So I went there. See, show that dude, like, it's easy to get numbers. It was like, dude, what if that's a fake number? I'm like, fuck. I shouldn't have included that line, right? So I was like, you know what? Let me try and text and see if this is a real number. I say, I'm sorry if the interaction was awkward and if I disturbed you and your friend, but thank you for being so supportive, right? Thank you for being a good sport. So somewhere along that line, right? So she replied, it's okay. So I'm like, hey, it's a real number, So I'm proving my point, right? So um after that, there's no more interaction. But the following week, she was asking me like, hey, what were you doing in Ipoh? So I text her, oh, I'm a freelance actor. I was having a like a job assignment there. So yeah, so I was acting for a series, and then that's why I was there. So I was like, why are you at Ipoh? Oh, I was having a holiday in Penang and decided to take a day trip. Okay, think nothing of it. And then um, we ended up texting once a week to each other. And since it was a lonely road for me since 2017, I cut off everyone that's not supportive. I just leave them. Like it was a lonely and uphill battle for myself to have a better life. To have someone to chat with is kind of like a comfort, right? So
Absolutely.
we ended up speaking once a week. Like we texting once a week. From once a week, it turns to once a day. From once a day to like multiple times a day, right? So because I find solace in talking to her.
Yeah.
And then during my birthday, 19th of November, as I'm not sure if you still remember, but my daughter's birthday is 18th of November, right? So every November, right? Nobody celebrate my birthday because everyone celebrated 18 November, 19 November, crickets, no happy birthday to me, nothing, right? And my ex-wife birthday was 20th November. So I had to celebrate her birthday when we were married, right? So ever since I had my daughter, nobody celebrated my birthday, right? So this 2019 is 1 year after the divorce. Still, nobody celebrated my birthday on the 19th of November. I felt pissed off, like unappreciated, nothing. So I texted her. I was like, can I vent, right? She was like, yeah, sure. So I was like, then I start saying like, the same complaint that I just said to you. Like, so I feel unappreciated. She was like, oh, you should have told me because I could have spent a day with you. I'm like, how? You are in UK. I'm in Singapore, right? She was like, oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm actually working in Singapore,
Wow.
right? So I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, all this time y'all talking, she never mentioned she was working in Singapore?
No, she assumed that I know. Because if she's in UK, there will be a time difference. Like now, my wife is still asleep. She's back in UK right now for Christmas, right? So she told me if I'm in UK, there should be a time difference. I'm like, holy shit, I didn't clock that, right? So it's like, no, I assume you know that I'm somewhere near you because we are always talking. I'm like, fair point. Not that bright when it comes to time difference. As you understand, because we were when we tried to arrange this meeting, we was like, what time is
I
it
was like,
there? Let me do the math. Oh, I forgot. I feel like math. So, so I'm like, fair point. So it's like, it's okay. Instead of spending the day with you, I can like cut short the day that I spent with my friend because I think they're going to the beach or something. Then
mhm.
just like I can end it early and then just meet you for dinner. So I'm like, wow, that is sweet. So we had dinner, had great conversation, and I decided to send her home, right? And when I sent her home, lo and behold, she lived 2 traffic lights away from my kids. So at this point, I'm like, God is telling me something, right? It's far more than just coincidence.
Wow.
So I'm like, God is telling me something. So second day, I decided to just be truthful and be honest. Like I told her, if I'm dating somebody, it have to lead to marriage. And then before we continue this, right? Because this is our second date, before we go on to the third, to the fourth, to the. I said, I want to be perfectly honest with you, right? I'm an ex-convict. I married a crazy ex-wife and now have 2 kids with her. My family hate me. I'm still hustling to find my direction. I don't have a full-time job. I don't have a stable job. Like my income, like is not fixed. You know, and then I ain't got no friend. My family hate me. So if this is the guy that you want to continue to see, right? We can continue. If not, I understand. Good to know you. Uh, you know, um, yeah. I wish you the best, right? The second date was short as fuck, right? She left. After that, she ghosted me for a month. A month, right? So I was like, I knew it. Like, girl can't handle honesty. And then, how Instagram have the close friend and circle update that will be green in color instead of any other color.
Mhm.
So a month later, I saw her update and it was green. So I'm like, hey, I'm part of a close friend and circle. No, I didn't know that. So I clicked on it. It was quite a sad post. It was like, uh, it's hard to find an honest guy anymore. Everyone is so superficial. Everyone is so like surface level, like it's no
Not
more deep
real.
connection.
Hey,
Yeah. So um I replied her. I was like, why do you say that? Because I was honest to you, right? So you can't say there's no more honest guy. I was honest and you chose to ghost me, right? Then I follow up by, it's okay. I understand because not everyone can handle this level of honesty, right? However, since just because we are not dating doesn't mean I can't be your friend, right? There's a reason why you add me in that friend group, the green color thing, right? We can still be friends. If you have anything that you want to talk about, one thing that I can promise you is I'll be honest to you. No homeboy buddy bullshit. I'll say it straight to you. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. That's the only thing that I can give you, honestly. Right? So she was like, you know what? I really respect that. And then the following week, right? She was like, I'm going off for a holiday for a long time. If you want to have a date with me, we can. I'm like, oh, so that's you wanting me to take you out on a date. Okay, okay. Went out for a date with her. And then she was like, you know what, if you're gonna keep this level of honesty with me, then I want to see where this goes. I'm like, sure, you know. So that's what I meant by how they handle honesty.
Is that period or in the beginning of the relationship, the vetting process? Is that the most important thing to you when you first meet them, or is that period, point blank? That's number
No,
one on the list.
I mean that's all the way. Until now, we still like my like we are not like lovey-dovey all the way. Until now, we still have small argument, and then eventually we sit back and realize that, oh shit, yes, this part is where I went wrong.
Mm.
Then we'll go and we make a promise to not go to bed angry at each other.
Okay.
Right. So at the end of the day, we will always sit down and was like, okay, this is what I've learned from that conversation. Right. And then she was like, yes, this is what I've learned as well. And then the beautiful about this relationship is every time that she made a mistake, she apologized for it.
And vice versa.
Vice versa. Yeah, yeah, of course. I always apologize when I make a mistake. So um when I realized that that is the most important thing, right? Honesty.
Was it
Like,
always like that with you in terms of women, period, how they process honesty? Or was it just like since you've been divorced?
okay, ever since I realized that's the most important thing.
Okay.
Because I lie to my ex-wife all the time
Why?
because she can't process truth. Like this, the example I gave you earlier. Like I'm not sure if you remember Mama D,
Yes.
right? You remember her?
That's who house I was staying at, right?
Yeah, 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 Michelle,
Yeah.
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 So so I was close to her, right?
Yeah.
Right? We make music together. Sometimes I sleep over while and I smoke weed together, like So every time I want to hang out with her, my ex-wife got a problem. So I would lie.
Did she ever meet Mama Day?
Yeah, she likes her, but she have a problem. Like, I'm sorry, she always have a problem with me having fun because just because she cannot maintain a friendship with people doesn't mean I have to give up that
I'm
thing.
gonna say something to you. Obviously, you've decided that you're born November 18th. But I remember the situation when you told me before in terms of your birthday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You act like a Sagittarius. Like you act that we have so much in common because I'm a Sag. And
Yeah.
I mentioned that to you before. Your ex-wife was a Scorpio. Scorpios are very possessive people. That's how they act. They don't know how to, it's hard for them to not I don't want to make it seem like that, but I mean, every relationship I've been with Scorpio, every friend that I know that's a Scorpio, there is this controlling thing that they have, and they're always working on it. They need to know every fucking little detail. So that's the last person you ever want to fucking lie to is a Scorpio. But you're honest, you real as shit, and you even your motivational speaking journey, like that's very Sagittarius. Like you share knowledge with anybody, you're constantly giving. Like you, so when I've dated Scorpios, when I've interacted with them, and they can be really good friends because they're so loyal, they're so there. The problem is they don't know how to let you be over there and still feel like that connection is strong. So
Mm.
it, again, I remember, with the whole your birthday thing, and I remember thinking that makes so much sense to me because he acts like me. He acts so much like a Sag. So you being with somebody like that, it's hard for a Sagittarius to be with a Scorpio because it's literally fire and water. And have somebody who's like trying to drown you in all their emotions and with all their needs and shit, and you're like a fire blazing freely with all this creativity, just trying to get it out to the world. It's such a struggle and a battle, and the fact that you had to resort to lying just to
Yeah.
keep the peace eventually was definitely going to backfire, and it made you somebody you didn't want to be to your partner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I see why you say honesty and how they process it. First of all, you led with it. Second of all, you realize that your now wife, she was ready to be in a healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. And she was honest with you by ghosting you for a little while, right? Even in
Yeah,
her
yeah,
way of she wasn't trying to pretend like she was that girl that was all in when she wasn't. So,
yeah.
and then whatever reason you were compelled to be honest with her and call her out on that shit. Like, yeah, you saying you looking for somebody fucking honest, but you ain't.
Yeah.
You ran away when honesty was dead in your face and you called her on it, but maybe she had to experience something where she had to get her shit in alignment too and realize that honesty is one of the best traits. I asked you that because I wanted to know if it was different between men and women. Like as I'm writing my book, Real Talk, I'm trying to I am really trying to maintain the segregation between masculine and feminine. I'm trying to not only find like I'm trying to I'm trying to acknowledge and I guess validate in a way the way we've been brought up to believe that a man and a woman want completely different things when I am having a hard time believing that to be the case. Like the more that I live life, the more that I see how now we're all like now it's like, oh yeah, well, you got men who I know who are very much more interested to be the domestic partner. They want to stay home and take care of the kids. They don't mind cooking all the fucking time. They think they're great at that versus an ambitious ass wife who wants to go out there and fucking slice heads off, getting the raise, getting the promotion, and reaching the top of the food chain. You have some women who are like that, who are still very
My
much.
wife is an example.
Do you see what? But what about you? Are you okay with your wife being that way? Do you see? So it's not like you need her to be fucking soft and oh, poor me. I gotta stay. I should say, like you're not looking like, and this is why I think a woman sometimes have this idea that just because a man is saying a man that she likes is saying, oh, you're not soft enough. You too aggressive. You want this and you want this. And they think that something is wrong with them. No, I think that the problem is that you're trying to make a fucking square be a circle. He ain't the one. Because the one that matches with you is gonna love who you are. It's not
No,
gonna
like you guys gonna complement each other. Like for example, I can't cook for shit.
see,
She cooks very well.
right. But
But
if she
she can't clean for shit. I can clean very well.